Since men first lifted up their eyes unto the hills, the high places of the world have held a nameless, compelling fascination. A mountain is a challenge, a gargantuan, tangible obstacle. Its very existence defies us to surmount it, to trample it underfoot, to see, in spite of it, what's on the other side. That's the way mountains affect some people. While the rest of us are sitting around drawing deep breaths and exclaiming over the magnificence of the scenery, the mountaineers are out there climbing it. They're made of stern stuff, these cliffhangers. Just to get to their base camp, they hike 20 miles through the bush. And that's only to the bottom of the mountains. From there on, nobody follows them, except other mountaineers, or goats. On a handy slope, they hold school, where beginners learn to handle the two essential tools of climbing, the rope and the ice axe. An experienced alpinist can do everything but the Indian rope trick with 100 feet of nylon. This particular trick is called rappelling. It allows you to walk down the side of a cliff like a fly, assuming you were able to get to the top of the cliff in the first place. The ice axe is the handiest invention since Noah's Ark for getting up mountains. If you slip, you dig in the point and hang on. You use it for chopping toe holds, testing deep snow, scratching your back, and opening cans of tomato juice, as well as for glissading down snowy slopes. Every summer, 150 or so of the Alpine Club of Canada's 700 Canadian and American members set up camp in the Canadian Rockies and proceed to swarm all over the local mountains. A climb may be merely a stroll through upland meadows to see the wildflowers. 10 miles or so of this is considered resting, roughly equivalent to lolling in a shady hammock. Such outings are usually attended by mountaineers tired out from more strenuous efforts, or those past the age of 80. The main activities of the club are much more rugged. Under the guidance of experienced leaders, parties set out every morning to trek across glaciers, scramble over slopes of loose scree, inch themselves along ledges and up chimneys until, clinging with knees and elbows and fingernails, they manage to hoist each other up the bare and inhospitable face of some pinnacle to the top. Then they have to get down again. Equipment is a very important part of mountain climbing. Boots must be the very best and stoutly nailed. Clothing must be cool for climbing, warm in case of sudden storms. For crossing steep ice, sharp-pointed crampons are strapped on the feet. In tricky terrain, where there is danger of falling, the party is roped together, 2, 3, or 4 to a rope. The first and last man, or woman, many of the most skillful climbers are members of the so-called gentler sex, for the first and last people on a rope are experts. If anyone slips out of control, they know how to take the strain and hold. Parties are carefully balanced so that there are plenty of old hands to take care of the beginners. No one is allowed to take a trip beyond his skill and endurance, especially endurance. But there's more to alpine climbing than guided tours up mountainsides, graded according to difficulty like lessons in a first grader. Somebody has to go up the first time. Every year, the club tries to locate its camp near some peak whose summit has never been trod by the foot of man. Then, the experts set out to tread it, feeling their way over ice and treacherous snow and bare-faced rock, creeping along unknown ledges, leaping nameless icy chasms. They blaze a new trail of adventure. It's a slip. Oh, a man gets mighty thankful for a piece of good rope in a spot like this. Part of the skill of mountaineering is the well-calculated risk with every eventuality thought out in advance. Where it's necessary to chance a jump, the jumper is given a belay by the other men on the rope. That is, they wrap the rope around a rock or an axe, or even themselves, and stand ready to hold if he should fall. Consequently, he doesn't fall far. Getting out requires a lot of skill and work by all three. But in a sport where the basic principle is making dangerous situations safe by forethought and ingenuity, the whole incident is treated as a joke. A larger party, on a somewhat less adventurous climb, changes foot gear and braces itself for the final stage. Makeup is a must for mountaineers. The ladies, bless them, seem to manage as usual with lotions and unguents from the home dressing table. But to avoid a bad blistering from the high-altitude sun, which burns redoubled from iced snow and bare rock, some pretty fancy effects are created by the gents. If everybody's ready now, all we have to do is climb up there. That's all, just up there. Hold it! Nice belay there by the second man. Does it? The first 10,000 feet are always the hardest. Then, there you are, standing on top of the world, right in the middle of a big blue sky. You've accepted the challenge of that old mountain. You've toiled and sweated foot by foot over every obstacle it could put in your way, until there you are, looking at what's on the other side. Maybe those cliffhangers have something there after all.